Our next speaker is Dr. Özlem Evren. She will talk about the role of tear substitutes, choosing the right one for the right patient.
Thank you. Now, dry eye is a fire on the eye surface, and when you know the pathogenesis and you can decide on the right treatment, then the ocular surface flourishes and everything gets wet again, and it's all treated. So we're going to find the ways according to these three. Now, these two divided the old dry eye into two, like the aqueous deficient and lipid deficient. Now look at these three. Now we have 10 pathways, 10 different conditions that we diagnose as dry eye, and we have different management protocols for each. And each of them have tier supplements, but we will go through the details and see which one is better for the other one. So this is the recommendation of these three that we can use as tier supplements. There are different kinds, and I would like to go through those. Now, this is a normal tear film we have been talking about in the morning, and when we have the dry eye, it's all the structure goes down, and when we need to replace it, we are just replacing the molecules. But as the time goes on, the technology improves. We are getting much more input into the artificial tears and helping our patients more. So the aim is not just the hydration, but restoration of the tear film homeostasis. This is important. Let's go one by one. The HP-guar is one of the most commonly used supplements. H-guar and borate crosslinks, they usually combine these, and so they make a gellular structure, and they cover the denuded area, so give a chance to the ocular surface to heal. So they anchor to the hydrophobic glycocalyx and prolong the residence time and support the tear stabilization. So for tear stabilization for healing, HP-guar is usually used in the substitute. And hyaluronic acid that's the nature solution to hold the water, because it holds 1,000 times more water into its cells. So there's a great water binding capacity, and also it's the radical scavenger, and it has antioxidant activity, and it's also released naturally from the fibroblasts. So when you give it, it also acts on CD44 receptors, and it has immunologic actions, and it promotes cell migration, proliferation, and wound healing, and which means that it's important in healing process of the surface epithelium that is caused because of the dry eye. And xanthan gum is just a physical guard. It is very viscous. It stays in place, and when you use it, it really helps to heal the surface. But it doesn't have any biochemical action. It's like a physical support, like this physical guard. And when we have in the pharmacy, we have all the combinations of those drugs. So they are all added to each other. So the hydration and lubrication, epithelial regeneration, increasing the retention time. So we have the combinations. So now we pass to the lipid-containing supplements. We have many lipid substitutes. Can be castor oil, triglycerides, omega-3 acids, or phospholipid cyprase. You can see the different names over there, and they are used for the lipid deficiencies. Let's go and make not go into the very details. Now, the phospholipids are very important. They improve the stability. This is like a physical thing. It decreases evaporation. The triglycerides have low viscosity and good for the optical clarity, and fatty acids and the castor mineral and the other oils, they decrease evaporation. The most different, let's say, is the one that is related to phospholipids. So it's the thing I would like to express, and they can be combined to HP-guar and hyaluronic acid to have more effect. Let's see. So lipid-based drops consistently outperform the aqueous drops for the lipid layer improvement. This is in the deuce. That's the only section that the lipid-containing drops are needed, that meibomian gland disease. And if they are combined, the phospholipids, as it says, it has a very long time for holding the lipids. Now, this is different. This is new. Perfluorohexyloctane, like the MEBO we know, it is it has two options, the lipophilic and lipophobic. So it holds the lipid layer. It is a stabilizing of the lipid layer. It decreases evaporation. So it is indicated for the meibomian gland disease. And these are the trials. These trials show that, the evaporation is less, OC scoring is nice, stainings decrease, but it failed to show tear breakup time improvement because the MEBO says that it will increase the tear secretion, but in here there's no consensus on that. So the proposed mechanism was if the ocular surface gets cold and dry, there will be signals to the trigeminal nerve, and from the brain cells, we will have stimulus for the lacrimal gland, goblet cells, and meibomian glands, so they will secrete these. And the MEBO will be doing the stimulation of these receptors. Now, we need to have much more trials to see that. The osmoprotection is another one. We have trehalose and ectoin. They are similar drugs, but the difference is trehalose is more working on the cellular healing process. So it reduces apoptosis, it restores the epithelial cells. It behaves much more therapeutically in the cells, so recovery of the cell, maybe damaged cells. But ectoin is synthesized from bacteria, and they live in a high salty water content. So it's that drastic condition that bacteria can survive. So its extract is used as a nasal spray so that it will have much more effect on the physical barrier, like a physical barrier on the ocular surface. Now, several vitamin-containing supplements are in place, but there are not much studies about that. We can summarize like this. Vitamin A for epithelial repair, B12 is neurotrophic, so this is important. Vitamin C for wound healing, and vitamin D for anti-inflammatory. But oral vitamin D is much more well known, and it's an industry that needs to be given to the patients with dry eye. So practically, we can say that if there's aqueous deficient, we need to have hydration and its retention over the surface. If it's evaporated, we need to restore the lipid layer. If it's the mucin or the glycolytic instability, we need surface conditioning. And for osmotic and inflammatory stresses, we need cytoprotection and repair. I would like to thank you for your attention.